Let's talk about goldfish. Welcome back to Sprung On Food. I'm your host, Kae Sprung. This season, we're talking about favorite foods, the history behind it, and the role it plays in the world today. Joining me today is comedy writer and performer Ryan Barton. Ryan, welcome.
Hello, I'm feeling hungry.
Okay, well, I'm sure that'll only grow by the time we start talking about your favorite food, which happens to be goldfish. I'm very excited for this one. It's just like such a delightful snack food to talk about, and I've got to know why this is your favorite food.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So goldfish it is a very nostalgic snack item. And just to, reaffirm to the listeners out there, I'm not talking about the pet that lives in a fishbowl. I am
Yes.
talking
Heaven,
about the
could you
Pepperidge Farm
imagine
owned. Well,
my
sometimes
research would be worthless. I'd be like, ooh, Ryan, I don't know how to recover from this, but
yes.
I wrote about something else.
Well, it is definitely when you're like talking or when I'm talking about it and people, well, what do you like? And I'm like goldfish. People do have to do the double take sometimes of like, oh, right, the
Hmm.
snack. So I always like to just reaffirm it's the snack
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
smiles back.
Clarity, yes,
Um,
beautiful.
and yeah, oh wow, there are so many reasons why goldfish are a great snack. I think the main one is just like nostalgic, reminds me of like home. Although I don't eat like I do try to keep some on hand, but not as much now in adulthood. But I'm very like particular about them. And there's certain bags that are good. I call them good bags and bad bags. And that's why I don't buy like certain sizes because it's always guaranteed to be a bad batch. Like, 'cause I think it like comes out of a very specific factory. So you have to like buy bags that come out of a different factory that are like well cooked, well salted. Like it's got to have the whole nines.
Wait a minute. Eh, now? Is this fact, or is this just something that you feel in your soul?
I would say it is a little bit of both
Gosh.
because it has to be fact because it's
Okay.
just my observations of like what, like, because like I think you can take like the little character case study of opening so a lot of scientific research on my part,
Yes,
but
yes, yes.
also do I know like for a fact? No, but I do have like 100% hit ratios on certain things, which like it makes me lean more towards no, I'm correct for
What
some
the
of this.
heck? And so, okay, so how does this go down? Like, what are the differences, like in the package? Is it the packaging? It's the type of like break this down for me to help, and also serve as like a PSA, I guess, for people out there, so they get the best user experience. Like, what do we need to look out for? What are the characteristics? How does this work?
Totally. So, okay, the difference between like a bad batch and a good batch is the bad batch is like they're thicker, they're like sized a little differently. They aren't
The
salted. They kind
goldfish
of
crackers themselves are thicker.
yes.
Oh, okay.
And they are not salted well and they taste really like cardboard, okay? So
What?
those ones you can almost always get in any of like the flavored bags, like any of the
Okay.
ones that change flavor, or specifically, they are always the big bags, like the big boxes. Like if you get
Oh,
anything
like a
other than
family sized or the
yes,
supersized kind.
supersized family size,
Aha.
those are always terrible. And in the little bags, like the little like snack grab and go bags that like you might like give to like a kid or something for a snack, those ones are terrible. Always.
Interesting. So the Goldilocks of the group are the classic, for lack of a better term, classic.
Yes, but the hit ratio of it being a good batch is
Oh my
still
gosh.
like pretty low. So recently I like whenever I get sick, I usually lose my appetite and like am not, but I will always when I'm at the store getting my meds and stuff, I will always buy some goldfish just to like have a bag on
Oh,
hand. Just as like a little like nibble. And I did get
yeah.
sick recently and I got a good bag, which is like and a good bag is like beautifully cooked. They're like a little toasted. the salt ratio and the air pockets in between are like perfect. And you can just like it like tastes like capital Q quality, you know?
Wow. Now, have you always noticed this, or was this something at a certain point that all of a sudden you were like, they must have started manufacturing in different places and what the heck?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I would clock it because my dad always knew I loved Goldfish. And so he would know because I'd be like, dang, like it's a bad bag, you know? Like, and so he taught me, actually, he's the one who taught me how to, this is like slightly Karen
Okay.
of me, but like, but honestly, it's only Karen if you're like mean about it. But he
Okay.
was like, Ryan, if you're upset about a product or something, he's like, just write it in,
Yeah.
write in. So I wrote into Pepperidge Farm telling them like all about it. And they sent me like a big ass bag of like everything Pepperidge Farm. But like the bag they sent me, like the goldfish bag that was sent to me, was also a bad batch. So it was like annoying. But it's like,
No.
I think what I've learned is because I've
They were like, "Yeah,
also,
kid, you want to talk about the bad bag? Here's another one.
I
Shut up."
know, it was them just trying to like, that's when I learned, okay, corporations.
This is such a fascinating thing that you really recognize this at such a young age as a kid. Was there maybe a pivotal moment in your life where you were just like, you know what, Goldfish, this is it for me? Or were they just kind of ever present in your life?
I think they were kind of ever present in my life. I guess I've just always been a goldfish person. I like that you can just eat a bunch of them. You can eat them by the handfuls, although I eat them like individually, like one by one. I think people
Yeah.
who shove more than one in their mouth are crazy. They're
Okay.
lunatics. It's not how I prefer to eat. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, goldfish has always, I guess I am thinking currently, I'm like, was there a pivotal moment? And no, I don't think there was. I just all of a sudden liked goldfish.
It checks all the boxes. And of course, to better understand and appreciate our food, we've got to know where it came from. If you've ever reached into a bag of goldfish crackers, you know the magic. They're salty, cheesy, adorable, and let's be honest, dangerously easy to eat by the handful, except for you. It's one at a time. But behind this innocent little grin lies a story that swims across continents, through the currents of post war Europe, and into the deep waters of American snack food empires. It's a tale involving Swiss baking innovation, marketing genius, and pop culture tie ins. This is the history of how a smiling fish won over generations, one crunch at a time. It's 1958 in Trubschachen, Switzerland, a charming town nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, where traditions run as deep as the rivers. Here, the Cambly family has been handcrafting fine biscuits, or what we would call crackers or cookies in the United States, since 1906, a name synonymous with Swiss quality and artisanal care. Oscar J. Cambly, the heir of the family business, was a true romantic, inspired by love and detail. His wife was a Pisces, and for her birthday, this astrology loving king envisioned a unique gift, a snack shaped like a fish, symbolic of her astrological sign and good luck and prosperity in European culture. The way to the heart is definitely through the stomach and apparently the cosmos too. He sketched a shape, perfected the recipe, and presented her with fresh goldfishly, little golden fish-shaped crackers, light, crisp, and perfectly salted. This little biscuit was a personal love letter baked into tradition. The fish motif taps into centuries of European food symbolism, where fish represented abundance and spiritual fortune, eaten especially on Fridays and during Lent. It was a subtle nod to both culture and affection, elegantly baked into a tiny fish shape. Ryan, did you have any idea that goldfish started in Switzerland as a birthday present?
No, but I love this story. This sounds so cute.
Yes, I just love somebody. This is a goal. Somebody makes something brand new, especially for me on my birthday. I would love it. What do you think is the best birthday gift that you've either received or given before?
I think to give like a thoughtful birthday gift is like so it's difficult, like
Mhm.
it can be difficult to like nail the bullseye. But I remember it was my 16th birthday. I was always kind of like a loser. Like I never really had friends. Like,
Oh,
and I remember my sophomore year was like the first year I was able to like come out of my shell and just like be me.
Oh.
And I made so many friends that year, and that was really exciting for me at the time. And my closest group for my 16th birthday, they all pitched in and bought me like my own director's chair with like my like customized like name on the back because they knew I like liked film and stuff. I still have that director's chair. It has traveled with me through all the cities I've lived with. It's like now in my kitchen. Like
Oh my
I've never
gosh.
left. I've never gotten rid of it. And it is just such a nice symbol of like I've never I don't know, because we're like I have no idea how much that costs. Like all my friends chipping in to like do that. And like we're high schoolers, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
we're not making money. Like so it
Right.
just was really kind and sweet and awesome. And I felt so like loved and supported.
Oh my gosh, shout out to those friends. That is such a like an original and thoughtful and useful, amazing because even if you're like, well, in life somewhere it took a turn and I'm no longer into direct like it's still a chair. You could still sit in it. Like that's
Yeah.
great. What a
Yeah.
cool gift. Dang. And I
Such
love how
a
it's
great
like
gift.
stuck around with you too.
I know. I know. It's so funny. It's so I'm like it's such a symbol of like, just everything of wanting friends and to feel seen and to be loved. It's a really great gift.
Oh, that's so special. And so already I find a lovely synergy between these two stories. Something for a loved one that's meaningful and thoughtful.
Mm.
This is great.
Hmm.
Well, across the Atlantic, Margaret Redkin was busy shaping the American baking landscape. Founder of, maybe you've heard of it, Pepperidge Farm, Redkin was a trailblazing entrepreneur known for her high quality breads and cookies. In the early 1960s, Redkin traveled across Europe seeking new products to bring back to her growing American audience, eager to infuse sophistication and uniqueness into the US snack market. On a trip to Switzerland, she encountered the whimsical Goldfish. Their playful shape, story, and artisanal quality captured her imagination. She saw potential beyond just a cutie biscuit. She negotiated rights with Cambly's company to manufacture and market the fish shaped crackers in the United States. Ryan, have you ever traveled or gone somewhere, a different city, even a different country, where you discovered a food for the first time that just changed the whole game for you?
What a ooh, great question. Great question. This is like a difficult question for me because I'm thinking of like a couple different things, but I don't know if they like fit the complete like, oh yes, I'm like on a trip and I like found this thing. I think like
Oh,
I knew of
it
it
could have
from
been at
whenever I
a
like
neighbor's house. You don't have to really go that far. It could be
okay.
anywhere.
Okay. Well then in that case, two leap out at me immediately. One is this, oh, I forget what the chef is called, but he is very famous and he's known for his gastronomy in his food.
Okay.
And so this food was so crazy. And it was like this Philly cheesesteak bite. Okay. Like a little like bite. And it was like this air fried crisp, like bread crisp and inside was like stuffed with cheese, like a melty cheese, and then on top was like this like a little slice of like filet mignon, like lightly like
Oh,
charred. And so when you like bit into it, the like cheese like came out, and it just was like such a gorgeous, perfect bite of something. And it had like texture and flavor, and it was like amazing. And the other one, that used to be in
where did you
LA.
have that? Where was that? At a
Oh my
restaurant
gosh.
or
Yes, it was
at,
at a
at an event
restaurant.
or
It was at
okay,
a restaurant and
okay.
which is no longer in existence here, but I
It
think
shall
about
live
that bite.
forever in your
I
memory.
know it does. But then there is one which is my like this is like I tell everyone to go there when you're in Chicago. There's this place called DMK Burger
Uh-huh.
and burger places are so there's everyone has a burger place, but for some reason this place just really stands out because of the quality.
Mm.
And I'm not even talking about a burger there, but I'm talking about a sweet potato fry that is like the way they
Love a
cut
sweet potato
them.
fry.
Oh, they're so good. The way they cut them and they fry them in the beef tallow so they like get like a type of crisp to them, and it comes with maybe one of the best things I've ever eaten. I've tried to recreate, I can't. A Tabasco lemon aioli. And this aioli,
Ooh.
the difference of this aioli compared to other aiolis and sauces is it is like cloud like whipped. It is like a cloud. It is like, and it sticks to the fry perfectly. It's like you're dipping it in air. It is got that sweet, sour, acid, peppery, like it's got everything going for it. That is another bite that immediately pops to mind.
Wow. Oh, and what a world if for some chance in the heavens, this chef decided to do some kind of a pop up and paired this item with those fries. What a world.
Game over.
Well, in 1962, Goldfish crackers made their American debut under the Pepperidge Farm banner, introduced as a crunchy, savory snack aimed primarily at children's lunchboxes, but with an eye for a wider appeal. This was a period when American consumers were developing a growing appetite for convenient, portable snacks. And Redken's snack for blending tradition with modern culture was perfectly timed. They launched with an initial lineup of 5 flavors: lightly salted, later branded original, cheese, barbecue, pizza, and smoky. The variety was an attempt to appeal to both kids and adults embracing emerging American tastes for bolder, more complex snack flavors. Packaging was simple but effective, bright, colorful, and adorned with the smiling fish mascot intended to catch children's eyes in the crowded supermarket aisle. Early advertising leaned into the idea of fun, healthy snacking, aligned with growing post-war awareness around nutrition and convenience. This era saw a broader shift in cracker marketing. Mid-century America embraced television, and brands began targeting kids with jingles, mascots, and catchy slogans. Pepperidge Farm was no exception, though Goldfish maintained its distinct identity that emphasized wholesome ingredients, a nod to its European artisanal roots. Ryan, are there any food or beverage mascots, jingles, or phrases that you would consider to be the most iconic?
Oh, you're talking to a 90s kid. So
Okay.
many pop up. I mean, we can go with our girlies at Goldfish, which I think like a snack as smiles back.
Yeah.
Goldfish is like so clean, simple, short, sweet, to the point, punchy. Like I love it.
Yes.
I would say like I think the snap crackle pop of it all for Rice Krispies is like
Aha.
really solid. I think that's genius, and I think like we all know that,
Yes.
and that's even more simple. I even like that they're like characters now, right? Like it's so that's definitely one that immediately pops up.
Yeah, that's an excellent one, and a great shout out to another episode, The History of Cereal, where they make a cameo and everybody would absolutely recognize those characters as
Mhm.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop and think of Rice Krispie cereal 100%.
Yeah, I'm sure, and I'm sure there's so many I'm not even thinking of right now.
No, and you don't have to. You gave 2, you got a bonus. You gave 2. So you did well.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's interesting to think about it now, but in the early 1960s, there was a whole ocean between these two fish. Over in Switzerland, Cambly's goldfishly were dainty, crisp, and almost buttery, more tea time biscuit than playground snack. No flashy cheese powder, no barbecue dust, just an elegant little bite that felt at home next to coffee cups and linen napkins. The year 1966 marked a turning point, the introduction of the now iconic cheddar cheese goldfish. This flavor quickly outpaced others in popularity, anchoring the brand's identity for decades to come. This timing aligned with a larger cultural moment. The 1960s saw a boom in processed cheese consumption in America. Processed cheese was valued for its shelf stability and bold flavor, and cheddar in particular became synonymous with snacks like other cheese flavored crackers and macaroni and cheese. And if you want to learn more about the history of macaroni and cheese, you can check out that Sprung on Food episode on YouTube or available wherever you get your podcasts. Cheddar Goldfish tapped into this trend really well, offering a snack that was both familiar and novel. The savory, sharp cheddar flavor gave both kids and adults a taste that was irresistible. Plus, it was backed by Pepperidge Farm's reputation for quality. Ryan, it took a few years to debut this cheddar flavor that I think we pretty much know as like the flavor today, which
Mhm.
proves that sometimes it takes a few years to really strike gold. As a comedy writer, do you think that you always had a personal style for your writing, or did it take a little bit of time to refine that?
Oh my gosh. Catherine, I just want to say these are such great, thoughtful questions. I'm
Oh,
I'm really
well,
like,
thank you.
yeah, I'm really that was such a good one.
Oh,
Here's
thanks.
here's I so I also teach comedy and improv over at Upright Citizens Brigade, and I always like tell my students, for example, I've always had like the beast, the comedy beast within me, but I would say it took me a really long time to develop voice. And
Mm,
voice to me means it's not only what you find funny. I think anyone can point at something and go, that's funny. That made me laugh. But not everyone can point at something and go, that made me laugh, and I know why it made me laugh. I know how it made me
mm,
laugh. And I think if you're able to figure out how things make you laugh or how something's funny, that helps you to develop like what your specific voice is. Because I think this also is important for anyone who's a creative is like when I think of it in my brain and it goes to the page and then we film it and then we edit it, is the through line all the same? And it takes a long time for you to be like for anyone learning a craft, I think, to be like, okay, I can think it and then my abilities will help me do it in the exact way that I want it to be done, right?
mm.
So it's like, for example, if if you're like asking me to write a pilot of something or just like have a comedic take on something, like mine's going to be vastly different than someone else who's like also developed their voice, right? Because I'm like, well, this is how my angle and like what I think is funny and silly about that. But yeah, definitely took me a second to develop it.
This is so cool. And as you're talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, I need to exercise this and really think about because I've said it many times and it's quite an affliction. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of things that I find funny and it sucks because I very much envy the individuals. Everybody knows one of these people that will like giggle at just about anything. You can like look at them a little
Mm-hmm.
too long and they'll just start bursting out into
Mm-hmm.
laughter. And I envy that so much because I can find a lot of things humorous and I'm like, oh, okay, respect. That was humorous. But to audibly laugh out loud is very rare and not by choice. I think it would be very nice to be able to laugh a lot. And so I think that this is going to be maybe I don't know, maybe like a therapy session for me to really have a breakthrough moment of like, okay, let's find the things that I actually do find so funny that I will like LOL and like what is it about that? Or sometimes I don't know, maybe I'm
Mm-hmm.
scared that there's like an inexplicable reason, but I am willing to do the work to dive in to maybe broaden my horizons and be able to uh, break this curse of mine
Well, do you
because
mind if I offer a thought?
yes, please, I will take any help I can.
Oh my gosh. Well, Catherine, maybe you don't, or when you find something humorous, my guess would be, but you're not like dying laughing, is
Mhm.
that maybe you can yourself as a viewer and also as a, creative, just maybe you're already like ahead of the joke, or maybe you
Ooh.
already like kind of understand. And so that way, when you're like laughing out loud, it like truly is something unexpected or something coming from left field that you really didn't see.
A
And that's
surprise and
why
delight.
yeah, surprise and delight. And that's where I would say actually you should focus more on because that's okay
Whoa.
if you only find something humorous and it's not worth it. Like that happens to me all the time. But sometimes you get something really
Thank you for
fun and
making me not
funny.
feel alone.
Oh my God, yeah. I think we all, and this is just someone from I've seen so much comedy, right? And like I think there's definitely, a little sweet spot. And I tell teams I coach and stuff that it's like when an audience is ahead of you, they're ahead of you. You've lost them. Yeah.
Oh, this is so cool. Thank you for that. I'm gonna like have to marinate on this because I feel like that has to be such a huge part of the truth to it. I never wanted to or thought to even give myself that kind of credit. Maybe it's not even credit. It's just like maybe it was just predictable. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. And so it kind of tugs a little bit of that magic out. But to have something where I was not anticipating it, and it is such a spark and spur of the moment thing. I think that that may trigger some, this is you can bill me for this session afterwards. This is so cool. I'm going to have to really think about this because this just may unlock something, and you will be the first person I tell if I reach a new height of like a case of the giggles.
Oh, I love it.
By the 1990s, Goldfish faced a competitive marketplace. In 1997, Pepperidge Farm made a pivotal branding move, printing a cheerful little smile on roughly 40% of the crackers. This seemingly small change turned the fish into a snack with a personality, leading to the slogan, which you have mentioned, that would become legendary: the snack that smiles back. Now, why only 40% of them get the smile isn't really documented, but there are hints that it was a deliberate move, one that created a playful hunt for the happy fish experience. So you'll notice that half your bag of fish are missing a smile, but don't worry, it's not because the rest of them are miserable. Ryan, did you realize that only about 40% of them had smiles? You seem like the kind of person that knows how to evaluate a bag, so I'm guessing maybe yes?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I care greatly less now, right? Like
Okay.
I
Did
do
you
not
write in
care.
about that? Dear
I
Pepperidge Farm,
you
why do
know,
they not all have smiles?
they were not yeah, yeah. I think I definitely like know exactly because even when you were reading that, I was like, oh, do like out of the most recent bag I was like, did I even see any smiles? I think I'm just
Oh
chomping
no.
down on them now. But
Oh
yeah, I
sure.
definitely remember and know like some of them have smiles, some of them do not. I think that's a really fun fact and fun marketing ploy for anyone opening a bag.
Once again, this branding was perfectly timed with 90s trends in advertising, which leaned heavily into mascots and emotional connections with kids. The smiley goldfish became more meaningful than just being a snack. It was a little friend, a cheerful companion at school lunches, afternoon snacks, and family road trips. The campaign was a success, embedding the smiling fish deeply into American childhood nostalgia and continuing the brand's longevity. But not everyone was pumped to see goldfish dominate the snack world. In 1999, Nabisco attempted to launch fish shaped crackers tied to the popular cartoon Cat Dog. Pepperidge Farm sued, arguing that the goldfish's shape was distinctive and trademarked, not a generic fish shape anyone could use. The court sided with Pepperidge Farm, affirming the brand's exclusive rights to the smiling fish cracker silhouette. This legal victory solidified how deeply the shape was identified with the brand and how valuable it was as a piece of IP. Today, the largest goldfish production facility sits in Willard, Ohio. I'm scared now that I'm talking about this, so we're gonna we're gonna talk about Willard, Ohio, and I don't know what you may or may not think if they're doing a good job or not. But this single bakery pumps out over. Do you want to take a guess how many goldfish crackers they produce a day?
Oh, this is so hard. Okay, I will say 1.5 million.
1.5 million. Okay. Well, by Price is Right rules, you would win, but this might just blow your mind. They're making 50 million goldfish
No.
crackers daily. hmm
Wow.
Supplying a
Wow.
massive area of the US and
Wow.
global markets. So I don't know. Maybe if they were only making 1.5, they would all come out much more perfectly, perhaps. I'm not sure. But
Right.
But the scale of production is no joke in the world of food engineering. Each cracker must meet standards for shape, color, texture, and flavor. Maybe not according to you, but according to them.
Mhm.
The manufacturing process, honed over decades, balances artisanal inspiration with industrial efficiency, maintaining the snack's iconic crunch and smile. The Willard's facility status as the goldfish capital of the world reflects how a small Swiss snack transformed into a global phenomenon. The 21st century has seen goldfish evolve beyond the kids' lunchbox, recognizing that adults make up roughly 40% of goldfish consumption, apparently the same percentage of goldfish smiles. Pepperidge Farm launched Megabytes in 2022. These crackers are 50% larger with bolder flavors like sharp cheddar and cheddar jalapeno, designed for bigger hands and more sophisticated palates. Collaborations expanded the brand's reach too, showing Goldfish's ability to adapt while keeping its core charm. Goldfish aren't just cheesy, they've been bold, sweet, seasonal, and sometimes pretty surprising. With over 50 flavors throughout their time, let's take a little tour through some varieties that have surfaced over the years. We have our classic cheesy staples like cheddar, parmesan, and pizza. Bold and zesty, like flavor blasted extra cheddar, barbecue, and ranch. Sweet swimmers with graham s'mores, vanilla cupcake, and cookies and cream. Seasonal and limited editions with Disney Princess Goldfish, Star Wars Galaxy Mix, and pumpkin spice grams. Whimsical crossovers with Frank's Red Hot Goldfish, Old Bay Seasoned Goldfish, and Dunkin' Pumpkin Spice Goldfish. And even the health-conscious and everyday twists like whole grain cheddar, colors, which have the same cheddar taste but in bright veggie-dyed shades, and pretzel goldfish. Ryan, I know that I feel like you're going to say that you are a purist, but have you had any of these, known about them, any that pique your interest?
I am a purist.
Hmm.
I prefer my goldfish the classic and clean way. However, here are my thoughts. Here are my hot thoughts.
Yes.
Pretzel goldfish are the ones that I will also buy.
I
think,
like those. Yeah, I like the pretzel ones.
And they're so greatly salted. They're so just there's little, yum, yum, yum. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the flavors. I've never been a big fan of like I'll do it with some things, but for goldfish, it's just like give me the actual goldfish snack.
Now, did you realize Goldfish's mascot had a name? Ryan, did you know it has a name?
I do know it has a name, and
Okay.
I think you're gonna. Oh my gosh! Before you tell me,
Yes.
can I get the first letter?
Oh, you can, yeah, absolutely. Yes. First letter is F.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
Yeah.
like that is
Yeah.
not helpful.
Okay.
Or
No, no,
was
no.
it?
No, I think is it Frank? Is it
Oh, I
Frank?
would love it to be Frank. Doesn't that just sound delightful?
It
It
does.
it is. Listen, you can call the fish whatever you would like. It's your fish.
Okay.
But Pepperidge Farm calls it Finn. Does that
Okay.
sound
No.
familiar or no?
No, I was
Okay.
thinking it was a full ass human name.
Finn, often printed wearing sunglasses, he's become a symbol of playful confidence. The slogan, "The snack that smiles back," continues to resonate across generations, evoking nostalgia and joy. Goldfish crackers have built a reputation as both a favorite snack and cultural icons. So, from a thoughtful Swiss baker's birthday gift to a global snack phenomenon, Goldfish crackers embody a unique blend of romance, craftsmanship, savvy marketing, and cultural adaptability. They're more than just crackers, 40% with smiles. They're a testament to how a little creativity, a lot of heart, and a perfectly baked fish can swim into millions of lives, making snack time a little brighter, crunchier, and happier. Ryan, what do you think about the backstory of Goldfish?
I loved it. I always love learning about history of foods. I always think it's so fascinating how something became mainstream or to be favorited. And honestly, I feel like Finn and the goldfish and the cracker, the snack is just as cute as the story.
That's beautiful. And I
Yeah.
will say, I don't know if you've ever been to Switzerland, have any plans of going, but these goldfishlies are still made today over there. And wouldn't that be kind of a fun? Are you intrigued to maybe do a comparison? They're not going to be, I don't think, similar at all.
Catherine, it's on the list. It's
Okay.
gotta be on the list. I gotta go check out these fishlies.
Yeah, the origin story of where it all started. And then it would be interesting. I have not had the privilege of trying them, but it would be fascinating. I'm gonna, you know what, after this, I'm gonna look up and see if there are any maybe international markets, or can't verify if they're sold online, about the quality or freshness that we are concerned about with our goldfish. So it would be kind of cool just to see. And wouldn't it be crazy if all of a sudden you were like, OMG, goldfishes are my favorite. See a Pepperidge
Oh,
Farm. I mean, I don't know.
it,
I don't know if that could happen, but
if it happened, it would be very exciting, but also devastating because I could only
you would just
bring
have to
back
move to
so many
Switzerland.
bags. I know
Yeah,
exactly. I could
yeah.
just move. You're right.
Right, yeah, that would be, of course, naturally be the easier solution. Well, with a snack this cute and popular, you can bet it's landed into some pop culture moments. The iconic French chef Julia Child, famous for her sophisticated palate, had a surprising pantry staple: goldfish crackers. Julia served them at dinner parties and even as a Thanksgiving appetizer, often paired with her signature reverse martini, which is just more vermouth than gin, FYI. Goldfish made their way into NASA's Space Shuttle Discovery in 1988. Astronauts enjoyed goldfish as a space-friendly snack that didn't crumble easily and leave crumbs, making them ideal for zero gravity. In partnership with the New York International Children's Film Festival, Goldfish launched the Goldfish Tales Animation Experience Contest. Families were invited to create and submit stop-motion films starring goldfish crackers, with prizes and potential TV features up for grabs. Goldfish took TikTok by storm in 2021 with the hashtag #GoForTheHandful Challenge. NBA stars Boban Marjanovic and Tobias Harris showcased their large and in charge hands, trying to hold loads of goldfish crackers, inviting users to duet and compete, melding humor, social media, and snack culture. By the way, Boban could hold 301. It's aspirational. For the release of Toy Story 4, Goldfish rolled out character-shaped crackers, Woody, Buzz, and Bo Peep, adding a collectible twist to snack time. And as part of its 90s nostalgia revival, Goldfish teamed up with clothing brand Jinko for a limited edition jalapeno popper flavor and apparel. It was kind of a perfect pairing too, because the pack fits fully into the oversized back pocket. You can even find Goldfish in New York City dining scene. At the Brooklyn bar Dinoco, the only snack on the menu is goldfish crackers. And at the restaurant Time and Tide, every table receives a house-made giant goldfish-style cracker when you arrive. And over the 4th of July weekend in 2025, Goldfish held a quirky activation in New Jersey called the Goldfish Retrieval Service. Road-tripping families got in their cars washed with orange suds, goldfish-themed of course, and then got to visit the flavor wall to create their own snack mixes of 15 flavors. Ryan, are there any other pop cultural moments that you can think of where Goldfish made their mark, or any final words that you have about your favorite food?
No pop culture references come to mind. I think the ones you named are so fun, and I had no idea about most of them, which I think is a blast. I definitely need to check out this restaurant. This whole conversation just made me fall in love with them a little bit more, if not already. Like after this, I'm like, man, after I'm done with all my shows and stuff tonight, should I like swing by the grocery store and like pick up a bag? Honestly, I think I might.
Yes. Ah, what a nice little full circle moment and treat. And then you'll also have to report back to me how many fish have smiles on them, because
Yes, yeah,
I
I'll,
need to know.
you know how scientific I am.
Yes. And then we're gonna put all of our magic dust into the universe that you get an especially good bag.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Yes. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for sharing your love of goldfish and helping me to tell its story.
Yes, thank you so much, Catherine, for having me. This was a blast and educational.
Thanks for watching. You can find links and more info in the description below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. See you next time.